Let's quickly control the hair density using a weight map. Alright guys, how's it going? I hope you're doing very well. Now I need to apologise, I've actually made this tutorial before, but I watched it back last night and it's absolutely cringy. I sound like a 6-year-old schoolgirl, so I'm remaking it and I'm hopefully explaining it just a little bit better. So let's quickly begin. Now as you can see here, I have a capsule object. I've subdivided it a few times in the middle and I'll quickly jump into object mode. And the first thing I'm going to do is add a particle system. So I'll select the object, I'll go to particles, I'll hit the plus sign and I'll enable hair. Now the length's a little bit big, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to bring this in just a little bit. Now this seems a little bit obvious, but if you're doing something like a character, you might have an eye socket, you might have a mouth, and you want to be able to control where the particles or the hair actually goes. And the easiest way to do this is using the density and creating a weight map. So if you actually go down to vertex group, you can see here we can control the density. Now obviously we need a weight map for this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly hide the particles in the viewport. I'll go into the weight paint. And now when you initially go into the weight paint, you might not have a vertex group. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just create one and I'll call this fur. It's always a good idea to rename your vertex groups. It can get a little bit confusing at times. So what I'm going to do here is, just to give you an extreme example, is I'm actually going to select the paint mask tool. I'll select this and I'm just going to select a few polygons. So something like this. And if I go to weights and I set the weight, it will set everything on 1 and particles will now only generate where it's red. If I take this off, everything else is blue. I'll go back into object mode, I'll go back to the particle system, I'll enable it, I'll then go down to the vertex group and I'll select the density and you can see here our vertex group fur is created. So anywhere with a red will now essentially get fur. Perfect. Now, check this out. If I actually go into weight paint, I can use the gradient tool for example, check out the fur. So anything with red, you'll definitely get particles. Anything with blue, nothing will show up. And that's the easiest way to remember it. And what we can actually do here is, just as a kind of additional, we can enable hair dynamics, and if we hit play, everything will go floppy, a bit like myself. And what we can do is we can add in something like a force field. Let's do something like a wind. Let's quickly move this to the side. Let's quickly rotate it. Something like this. Let's make it a little bit stronger. Let's go back. And now we have this kind of Tina Turner in the wind effect. Do me a favour guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, follow me on Twitter, you know what to do. Take care.